So, what happens if you're not thinking almost none of the time? I achieved that because it's an achievement. It's something you can train yourself to not do. But before I go into that, subscribe to this channel. My name is Claus, and we also have a free course on time management that you can go download and stream online. Just click the links below here. So, I was very much into this spiritual stuff. That was just one category of my personal development, right? And I was listening to Eckhart Tolle a lot. And at some point, he said, he was quoting somebody else. And he was, the question was, how do I know how far I've come on my path to spiritual enlightenment? Because that's the whole thing, right? Achieving the state, or it's not a state according to those people. It's just, so how do I know how far I come? Well, he said, the degree to which you're not thinking. So I thought, I can use that. I can train myself to not think, and then I can be enlightened. Hooray, amazing. It's actually something you can achieve. And so I started, walking from one tree to another when I was out walking in the woods. And I said, okay, can I not think until I'm at that tree? And it was like 10 seconds, right? And the cool thing is, it reminds me of how little control I had over what was going on in here. It was just yak constantly, right? And so that was where I started. And then I took 2 trees. So I said, can I not think until I get to that point? And I got obsessed with it, basically. I was doing that 24/7, from morning till noon, not thinking. And at some point, there was this kind of a bubble around me. Just silence, when there's almost total silence in there. And the way I did it also was I was focusing intensely on whatever I was doing. If I was sitting on a chair, instead of focusing on my thought or giving attention to my thoughts, I was giving 100% attention to how the seat felt I was sitting on. Or if I was doing the dishes, I was just, really focusing on every single little movement and just doing it with the utmost attention, like it was the most important thing in the world, right? Because then there's no room for thoughts. But it's a process of training yourself to do that. And the reward was that enlightenment? Not at all. The reward was a bubble. The body goes into a special state when you're not thinking, because nothing's happening. Right? It's almost like I imagine being an animal where there's no thought. It's just, right? That's all that's going on. Say, hey cow, what's going on? Well, this is going on. There's no dialogue about how it tastes or what I was eating yesterday, how my mom looks at me when I'm eating leaves or whatever. Nothing, just silence, right? And if there's enough silence in there, it's like a bubble. The world stops existing like it usually does. We think we're in the world where stuff happens, but most of that world is our commentary about the world. We're just talking constantly about what happened, what should happen, where we're going, all kinds of stuff. And if we're not thinking, somebody else is talking. So we're listening to that, right? Or we're listening to a song where people are talking. But if that stops and there's almost no thought at all, it's like walking around there, and the best way I can describe it is like it feels safe. It feels like the outer world is no longer has any impact on you. It's peaceful. It's all those things that they say it is, but it's not enlightenment. I mean, what are you talking about? Like it was some kind of special elevated position. It's not. And if I were still doing that because I just grew tired of it, I said, okay, what else is new, right? And then I started thinking again. I never went back, but I did learn to control my thoughts, right? I did learn which is the next video, the basis of controlling or influencing your thoughts at the highest level, which is important, but next video about that. But so that's basically it. It's a really good exercise, and it's a really good skill to be able to stop that chatting outside. Just imagine not having any control over that and just keeping on. And most people say, well, you can't stop it anyway, so why even try? But that's a huge reason why you should try and become good at stopping it, because that's the foundation of control, of what you are thinking about. If you can't stop thinking, then how can you have any control of what you're thinking about? Doesn't work like that. If you're in a car with no brakes, how can you control where you're going? Yeah, right? But that's the result of not thinking. And, I'd strongly advise you to do it. Try it out, work on it, practice it. It's a great skill. But on to the next video.